Hi, I'm back. I have more post-it notes, and I'm talking again about things that I think that people don't understand about um, evangelical Christian beliefs, churches, about the culture, about things that I grew up with that I find that people are massively not familiar with. So let me just go in order. Also, there's construction. There's nothing I can do about it. It's very close. I hope it's not very loud on the recording, but it's been going on for a few weeks now, and I didn't want to just stop making videos about this, especially this topic, because I think it's important. Okay, so the first thing that I have, well, let me start with the second thing. Okay, so in an evangelical context, and as I have said in past videos, I'm not a theologian. I did not go to seminary or divinity school. I don't have a degree in theology or religion. I have experience, like an insider's experience, in-group experience. So this is what I was taught, brought up believing, and things that I think are fairly common for most evangelicals that I have known and interacted with. The morality for evangelicals is a weird thing. I think that a lot of times people are like, well, you know, Donald Trump lies all the time. Like, how can evangelicals overwhelmingly support him when he's like a proven serial, multiple daily public liar, and a man who does crime, terrible crimes, a rapist, and etc. Okay, so here's what you need to understand. For evangelicals, all morality flows from God. I think there's probably a word for this. They have a lot of jargony words like theodicy, and that's not what this one, but I'm not going to do jargon words. For one thing, I can't remember a lot of them because I don't want to, and not looking them up because fuck that. So I'll just explain it to you in regular words. So the idea that all morals proceed from God, and you may think, well, I think that too. You probably don't, though. So what this means is because they take it really far. Like, everything that God does or requires to be done by human beings is definitionally good. So anything that God asks you to do is defined as a good thing. Why is this a problem? Well, there's a lot of murder and rape and pillage and slavery in the Old Testament. This is not a problem for people who don't take their Bibles literally, but evangelicals do. And so that leaves you with questions. The question of, like, well, if God is good and everything that God does is good, then if God says, go make these people into slaves or go murder this whole town, how could that be a good thing? And they will say that it is a good thing. That was a good thing if you do a murder because God told you to. That's good. And like, you can see where this starts to have problems, like, pretty quickly. I mean, it sort of resolves the, like, question about the Old Testament. This is a thing that I found a lot in my childhood, is evangelicals making these, like, huge claims and pronouncements to solve things in the Bible not quite meeting up at the edges, and and then those things having horrendous implications that they don't give a fuck about because they solved their Bible problem. Job done, like, it's good that people were murdered by people in the Bible because God told them to, because if God tells you to murder somebody, then you should. Ta-da! Which means functionally, in my opinion, this is my opinion. My opinion is that evangelicals don't have morality. They don't. Like, they don't actually believe in morality. What they believe, like, that is a dictator. Like, that's an authoritarian dictator telling you what to do, and if you do the thing that you were told, then you are good. Like, obedience above all. That is the evangelical way, right? The most good thing you can be is an obedient servant who never questions authority. Which is why I was a bad evangelical, because I have questions for authority. And, in general. But, okay, so this is why you will, like, run into evangelicals, like my sister, who would say stuff like, well, if you don't believe in God, what's to keep you from murdering a baby? And they say this like it's a gotcha, when if you're outside of that culture, that just sounds like the most over-the-top ridiculous thing you could say to someone. Like are you a Disney villain? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, no. Like, people don't need, like, a man in the sky to tell them not to murder babies. Like, most people who have, like, I am not familiar with the science and concepts of how people form the philosophy of how people form their moral values. But I think we find in most cultures, people are not really, like, murdering all their children. Because those people wouldn't survive. I mean, and also, like, I don't know, people bond with their... I don't know. I mean, it's just such a... Like, what do you say to that when someone says something like that to you? Except for, like, well, I hope you never stop believing in God if that's the only thing keeping you from murdering babies. Christ. But, okay. So, yeah, the morality thing. So, like, why do evangelicals support Donald Trump? Because they think he's going to do the things that they really want done, and because they love a dictator. I mean, this is why I think I said before, if, like, Donald Trump wanted to, like, do do all the massive evangelical crimes, surface crimes, in, like, full view of the bullshit prayer breakfast, they would just be like, well, I guess we're all doing crimes now. Our crimes are great. This guy's our guy. And, like, we've decided, like, this is where we're going to go. If you're expecting there to be a place that they will not go with this guy, you're going to be massively disappointed. And it's foolish, and you should get rid of that now. The idea that, like, evangelicals are going to leave and stop behaving this way, you're wrong. They're just not. Like, cult. Hello. And it's we have to find a way to, like, deal with this part of our political culture, and the fact that evangelicals are going around the world from the United States of America, that the evangelicals in this country go around the world to other countries to interfere in their politics, to push conservative, reactionary, authoritarian, anti-gay, misogynistic, hateful policies, is something that, like, I feel like we all have a responsibility to put something towards trying to stop. Like, I mean, at the very least, let's do a communism and take their money so they can't fly there, right? Like, I mean, come on, this is unacceptable. Sorry, my nose itches, and I'm not going to edit this video, so it's just going to go up. Sorry about that. Was there anything else I wanted to say? All morals proceed from God. Yeah, I mean, like, the maybe baby murders on the table people are they the people that you are like counting on to turn this ship around? Cause that's a fuck up. Like, it's not gonna happen, right? Like, and the idea, because, you know, sometimes people want to be like, well, you know, younger evangelicals are leaving the church and more people are becoming, you know, non-affiliated religious or like not religious. Okay, sure. Like, let's say that that's true. I have my doubts because of the like vast and huge consequences of leaving the evangelical church. You can lose your whole family, your whole system of support. Like, you could lose your job, you could lose your place to live. I mean, like, you could lose your kids. Like, it's not a joke, like, getting out of this. So, you know, like, even if there are some people who would like to leave, some people can't, and the rest of them, they love this shit. This is what they want, right? So, yeah. Okay, so number 2, I wrote down evangelicals dash thought crime. Got it right here. Okay, let's talk about thought crime for a minute. This also goes with the morals. I think I might save this one for another time. I don't know. Oh yeah, this is already getting kind of long. Okay, so the thing about the thought crime is, and this goes with their like weird morality bullshit, but it's basically like thinking about doing something is as bad as having done it. Insofar as like it's a sin and like all sin is evil and you'll go to hell and be tortured forever, because that's a reasonable response to someone thinking something weird. Evangelicals think we can control all our thoughts. That's not true. Like, just ask anybody with generalized anxiety. Like, hello, sometimes you just think things are weird. You don't do anything about them, and it doesn't matter. But that's like a really shit way to grow up too. Being like, well, if you think I would like to slap my sister, you like, you're bad. Like, you know, just because you thought about it, it's just as bad as if you had hauled off and actually done the violence. And like, I don't think most people think that. Like, you know, we all have thoughts. We all get frustrated. You know, we all like have uncharitable moments, and like, we just deal with it and we move on, you know? And so just to tell people, like, if you think about something, then like, because the core of this is the idea that all people are bad. Like, all human beings are essentially evil and fallen, like desecrated, just like the worst. And so, I mean, it's like, it doesn't even matter, right? I don't know. So I guess what I wanted to say about that is, I think it's really weird and fucked up. It's a fucked up thing to tell kids. Makes you feel bad about yourself all the time. I am very close to being 40, and I still cannot shake the idea that I'm a bad person. Right? Like, and I'm not a bad person, but it's just like ground into my bone marrow that I am this just horrible person. And like, fuck you to the church for that. That's like a lot to carry. And also, as I said in Sunday school when I was a kid, well, if I think about stealing a lollipop, and that's just as bad as stealing a lollipop, why don't I just go get the lollipop then? Like, if you want to do something that's a sin, and like, thinking that you want to do it is just as bad as doing it, well, then you might as well just do the damn thing and then apologize to Jesus after. And that is the way that most of these people run their churches, right? Like, well, I just, you know, I gave it to Jesus, so now it's fine, right? It's just, it's this religion of fuckery and loopholes and being bullshit and authoritarian. And I'm not going to talk about love bombing today because it's already too long. So, we'll talk about that again another time. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Talk to you guys later. Got my post-its. Bye. Oh, subscribe to my channel. You should do that. Thank you. Bye.